Hello again, Wilma from Wilma's Alternative Solutions, and today I've got Karin Dalton Smith's Tea with Karin's Alphabet Astro Reversible Mat. And this mat doesn't get enough attention because it seems a bit complicated. It's not. She has a course on it, which I highly recommend because it will explain the mat in detail and give you more confidence. I got the mat before I did the course, but the course just not only clarified and solidified some things that I already knew, but then taught me a whole bunch of things I didn't already know. This is not a Ouija board. You can communicate with people who have crossed over, get spirit communication, like mediumship, but it's not a Ouija board. This is mostly for timing, and it has the alphabet for numerology, as well as people, place, things like that. You have mother, father, male, female, the major symbols of life, and basic topics. I am outside today, so the wind is blowing my tripod around and tinkering with my wind chimes. Hopefully it's a nice addition. You have the sun, the moon, the books, the bat, you could scatter charms however you wanted. This is incredibly accurate for timing. This is my go-to timing sheet. In fact, I wish I used it for my parcels, and it's been amazing. I didn't use it for this last one that had gotten delayed in the mail, and I wish I had. I didn't think I had enough time, and had I realized that it was going to be 2 weeks late, I would have done that. The other side I think is much easier to use, but gets neglected because people think that the astrology side is complicated and they don't know astrology, and that's why I'm here to help you decode this quickly and make it not complicated. That's one of the reasons why there's words in each of these sections, is to keep it easy. This is a great, you can use it as a topic mat, or you can use it as a general reading mat. This is amazing for general readings. You just scatter your charms, and each of these sections relates back to the wheel of astrology. So if you know astrology, then you're going to be like bing bang boom. If you don't know astrology, you just read the words that are going on here. Each one of these sections relates back to parts of your life. So this is the part of your life about yourself, your personality, self-awareness, your attitude. This talks about your self-esteem, values, money, potential. This is what we call the house. Each slice is what we call houses in astrology, but this slice is about communication, small groups, learning, thoughts. It's also about siblings and neighbors. This is your home and family. This is entertainment, children, pets, creativity. This is your day-to-day life. This is your relationship and legal house. And this is your deep psychology house. This is your higher learning. This is your career. This is social networking. And this is like the hidden stuff. It's also your spirituality, things like that. So I'm going to keep it simple. I brought out the charms. I keep a simple set, what it used to be called like the Parallel Paragon, or the Paragon set of tea charms, and now it's the standard deck. Her standard deck symbols, I should say. And I keep a mini deck in here with that. I keep these separate from my larger. I have a larger bucket of charms, and then I keep one that's just a straight up duplicate of her card decks. So I have a mini Parallel Paragon, and then I have a mini questions deck, which is amazing, especially for general readings or when people don't know what they want to ask. You can just kind of pick out 1 or 2 cards for yourself or for them to see like what it is the cards want you to know. What area in my life do I need to declutter? That is perfect, because I was thinking about decluttering and doing spring cleaning. So we also have, how do I change from feeling scared to a feeling of power. That's amazing. Like, these are all amazing cards. So these are that's just what's on the deck and stuff. Why am I always so impatient? Is there something lying beneath the surface that I cannot see? That would be usually used within with other cards in a spread, because you can use this to design your own spread as well. What cutbacks do I need to make for a better financial security? For instance, like I could make a spread, let's see, like a love spread. How can I attract more love and passion around me, combined with, will I find the right connection that I feel commitment with? And then combine that with, how can I protect myself to being taken advantage of? So you could do these, and then you could do, is there a thought or habit I need to break away from, along with what area of my life do I need to declutter? And then, why do I make this road more difficult than it should be? For instance, you could just do simple 3-card spreads. You could like do more if you want. I'm just not going to go through the deck right now and do that, but that might be another video that I do, is making a spread with those cards. But in any case, back to the mat. Here we go. Why don't we just use this topic question right here? What can I do to obtain more financial freedom? And then using the charms, I would scatter this. Now it's interesting that it kind of went in this direction, because I was thinking, well, should I focus on a particular topic house, like, you know, go into the career, or the second house for financial stuff? But it already hit there by itself. So let's just see what the charms have to say. And this is quite a few charms to read, so I'm just going to go through this quick, because you could be here for an hour looking at all the details of this. So what can I do to obtain more financial freedom? First, I'm going to go to the house, money houses. And so right here, ring. The ring is about contracts, commitments, things that go in circles. It's about value as well. And to me, a ring is something that we give away, or that we give to a partner as a commitment. And it's a contract of a commitment, in the sense that they have financial security. A woman used to only be able to have jewelry. It was the only thing that was hers. So in this, it's like, how do you save your money? I think of investments when I think of the ring related to money, and going over investments that are going to cycle. So financial freedom, I would say, save your money, invest your money wisely, find maybe some help, because this is a house of values and a place where you have natural talents. I would still go to somebody who had a natural talent in the money process. The other money houses would be the 10th house for career, and it has the letter and the comb. So again, I would go over financial details, going over any paperwork, going over the fine print, because the comb is like details, and then the paper is literal paperwork, credit card statements, other financial documents, loans, things like that. Literal contracts, going over your documents to make sure that you're getting the most out of everything, and that you're not overpaying, making sure that you're getting the best deal. And especially that also goes into your own budget. You know, the budgeting, it can go into the letter as well, writing your own lists and going over your own expenses and cutting out things that are excess. In the house of networking, friends, large groups, we have the mermaid. So here I would say, are you overspending on other people? Or are you getting hooked into buying things online with the mermaid, things that are alluring or attractive, and money is going into that? So financial freedom would be cutting back on spending money on impulsive things, on other people that maybe you don't have the money for, as well as drinking. This reminds me of drinking at bars. It's very expensive to drink at bars instead of drinking at home. The mermaid is one of my drinking symbols. In the house of secrets, you have the grave as well as the pram. So it makes me wonder, it's like you really need to turn over a new leaf or figure out how to essentially mature. I mean, this shows me kind of immature spending that needs to change. This shows immaturity, and this to me shows it needs to change. It can also be an inheritance. Financial freedom is not going to be tied to other people. It's going to be tied to yourself. So you need to make something of yourself. Stop hiding in the closet and come out and do something on your own. And this looks here like someone is relying on other people, which kind of goes back and forth to that card. In the sixth house of daily stuff, it's also day-to-day work. So I really should have looked at this as one of the beginning houses since it's financial. You have the triangle and the clock, which again goes back to what I was saying here about details and turning over a new leaf. It goes back to where are you spending your money, looking at the signs. So the triangle isn't bad, but it says you need to watch whatever's going on. And to me, this is watch where you're spending your time, or where your time is going. And where your time is going financially would be either get that overtime. That would be one way to say this. Obtaining financial freedom through working overtime. Take any opportunities you can to work overtime and get that time and a half. Or to find other means of getting on the clock to find money. But the triangle here tells me it's like, how are you spending your time? And being aware of that. And then again, for time, for financial, to me that's about the value, where you're spending your money. And again, impulse buying. There's nothing here in legal. There is a butterfly crossing into the 8th and 9th house. So again, this makes me wonder, this is a fictional person, but inheritances, because this is a house of other people's money. So whether it's an inheritance, here with the grave pram, or just relying on a partner for financial stuff, it would be easier with the butterfly to literally transition. If you want financial freedom and do it on your own, you need the skills to do that. And I would say take the leap in the transformation in butterfly to higher education or other education to find your own a better financial, whether it's taking a financial advising class or just finding new skills for employment in order to find success. And that, I think, is a wrap for a quick reading on how to use that for a topic. If you are doing a general, scatter this up. You're doing a general read. I'm just going to leave it as 3 charms to keep this short. So you only have 3 charms. Again, you can go into a lot of detail with 3 charms and 3 houses. But you would say beware of toxic communication. Also get to the heart of, the matter rather than being passive aggressive. Don't hide your feelings. You need to be forthcoming and talk things out. The skull is not a bad thing. It's just talking about getting to the roots of things and actually dealing with it. It's also about headspace. So it's interesting that came up. The pipe in the house the pipe is often an older male or advice. Makes me wonder about the age of a house. Also talks to me about being comfortable at home. And then the ring in the 8th house, and speaking of intimacy, can lead to a deeper commitment in love. And it can also be a contract with other people in business. So there you go for a general read.